Well, hello. Thanks for joining me, guys. We are 1 week out. So this won't be my final video, but this is it. We are on the last week. This is peak week. So to update my progress, I am past the 20-pound mark. As I have mentioned before, weight really doesn't matter. We're just using that as a tool to track my progress. But I'm down now a total of like 21 to 22 pounds depending on the day where I'm weighing in. So right now I'm checking in pretty much every day with my coach. Last week we made a few changes. This past week added a little bit of cardio, so just 10 more minutes to my post-workout cardio session, and we reduced carbs just a little bit. So tiny bit of changes. Today I got a refeed, so I got to add 150 grams of carbs to my day today, which has been great. And I had a massage this morning, which is fabulous. My massage therapist, Melissa Champagne, is amazing. If you live in Manchester, I highly recommend her. I saw my chiropractor this week for the last time, and she really helped me just kind of keep everything in alignment. And I was out in my hip, and I'm going to tell you, I had a little bit of a scare on Sunday with my IT band. I went for a run, and I started to get some, after the run was over, I started to get some like shooting pains into my hip, which really hurt to walk every step, and it got worse as the night progressed. And it just scared me because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to do my cardio and do my training. So I rolled it out a lot, and it's better. It's still there, but I've been pretty lucky to not have any injuries this whole prep. So I'm very grateful for that. And my workouts, I'm just trying to, still this week, they felt very hard. I was tired and my body was exhausted. And so I just, at this point, there's no reason to do anything super crazy. I was just trying to get in there and get it done and not hurt myself. So I got my hair cut this week, and today I got my nails done, which I have to say, I had to work myself through a little aggravation leaving the nail salon. He did a beautiful job, new technician, but I really had this image in my head. I wanted them a little bit longer and just more like bold, so they really stood out on stage. And I know that is just me being crazy 1 week out from my show. So I'm trying to talk myself down from just like being really pissed kind of, for he just kind of chopped them too short. So anyways, they look fabulous. I just wish that they were a little bit longer so there's a little more white to them. Whatever. They're going to grow out a little bit by next week. So that being said, we are on to peak week. So I'm going to check in again with my coach tomorrow. I'm expecting him to see how the carbs that I'm eating today, the extra carbs, are affecting the way that I look. And he's just keeping a close eye on me. So now it's going to be kind of taking it day by day. So for those of you who don't know what peak week is, it is just the final week leading into the competition. And it's when everything kind of comes together by Saturday so that we peak on stage to look our absolute best when we're there competing. So basically at this point, all of the hard work, the fat loss is done, and we're just kind of, again, like bringing in all the final details. So typically training is kind of scaled back. I'll probably train, I haven't gotten my training protocol from my coach yet, but typically it's kind of a Monday through Wednesday of weight training and cardio, and then at some point cardio will taper down, And the idea is that we want the body to be rested, and glycogen fills the muscles better when you're not using them, because when you're working out, you're using glycogen for fuel for the workout. So they're going to be stored better when you're resting. So that training tapers down, and then so the body looks better when it's rested and the muscles are full. So we carb up usually at some point during the last week, the last few days leading into the show, increasing carbs, and then based on how I look, that will be adjusted again day by day. And the carbs help to fill out the muscles. So when you pump up backstage, your muscles look big and full, and it helps to bring out definition. And it also helps to draw subcutaneous water, which is the water you hold underneath your skin. It helps to pull it into the muscle, and also helps to make you just look more full and tighter and more defined. So again, we're just like peaking for that, one day on stage. And so all of that just helps you look sharper. And then all of the carbs that are in your muscles, you pump up backstage, and it just makes them, you get a really crazy pump. And again, it like makes everything look tighter and super sharp on stage. So that is the goal. So this week it's kind of all the little details. I'm gonna dye my hair on Monday. I'm gonna give myself a pedicure. So I'll have my hair, my nails all set. And then I start skin prep for the tan. So we get a really dark fake tan the day before the show. We have that all lined up, and we don't get tanned actually until 8 p.m. Friday night before the show. So we'll have plenty of time to get up to Burlington and kind of just settle in and relax and take one more shower, and then we'll get the tan. So this week leading up to that, we want to prepare the skin so that the tan looks as flawless as possible, and that just involves exfoliating and every day just exfoliating and moisturizing so the skin can, you don't want it to look blotchy anywhere. So it just helps for an even skin tone and tanning process. And then I'll just be lots of food prep. Again, I don't know what my diet's gonna look like this week. It'll probably change day to day. I will prep mostly the same foods. I'm guessing that we will just be eating the same foods leading up this last week. Nothing crazy. A lot of people, a lot of competitors make the mistake of trying to do really crazy things the last week and the last couple days leading into the show with water manipulations and sodium manipulations and carbs and maybe eating lots of sugary foods that they're not used to. And if you have a bad reaction to that, like if you eat something the night before the show that you haven't had in 4 or 5 months, you might like get bloated from it. And that's the last thing you want when you're up on stage in a little bikini for everybody to see. So one thing that I am definitely going to do is chill out on the cruciferous vegetables, because when I roast my veggies, I do a mix of like green beans and broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. And I have the habit of when they come out, I just kind of like eat a ton of them. And then I chug a bunch of water, and all of a sudden I'm like super bloated and I get gassy. And so again, I'm going to kind of eliminate those later in the week and just stick to like spinach and cucumbers and things that are a little bit more watery and less bloating, and I won't eat as many of them. So that is kind of my update for this past week, and I'm feeling great. I was kind of low energy this week, and but I feel good about where I'm at, and I'm getting excited. I can't believe now we're on to the final week. It's kind of crazy. It's here. I said it's gonna go by really fast, and it has. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some things that this prep has helped me get consistent with that are not specifically related to the competition. Just the structure of the whole thing. Some things that that I've kind of always have been on my list of things to get better at, and things to be more consistent with. So one is waking up early. I think my body is finally on a schedule where I'm waking up early and consistently, so my body has that kind of rhythm. So it's become a little bit easier to get up early. I'm looking forward to not having to wake up at 4:30 necessarily, but it's been helpful to just be up and have some time in the morning, which is something that I have never really done. So waking up. The other thing is it's helped me get on a better skincare routine because I'm washing my face twice a day, and usually I'm showering twice a day. But it's just, again, gotten me into the rhythm, and I've noticed the difference. And so I've, been battling with skin stuff for a little while and trying to kind of get to the bottom of it. And washing your face is just one basic, easy thing to do. So it's helped me with that. Also drinking tea. I did not give up coffee because it's bad. I gave up coffee when I started my prep because I was actually kind of just like getting sick of it, and I wanted to drink more tea, and I've always kind of wanted to be a tea drinker, and I never really could just get into it. So I switched to green tea in the mornings when I started prep, and I actually started to really like it. And I won't drink black coffee, so that was part of it. I just cut out the cream, so I didn't have to worry about cutting that out later on in the prep. So and then I was also just started to like experiment with some different herbal teas that are really good. So, and then I also was drinking a sleepy time tea at night. So that's become kind of a nighttime ritual, which I really like. The next thing is laundry. This prep has really helped me get a hold of my laundry. I hate doing laundry, and probably most people do. And it's something that's like, I let it collect. I have enough clothes that I can let it collect for several weeks. I would go sometimes like almost a month without doing laundry, and then I would have to do like 2 or 3 big loads of laundry when I did do it. And then you have all of this clean laundry that needs to be folded and put away. So it's just like this big daunting thing. So mostly because I've just been like sweating through tons of clothes and morning cardio. I'm just like completely soaked. So anyways, I started doing laundry like once or twice a week. And so they're smaller loads. And then I just, as soon as possible, I just like right away, I fold it and I put it away. And it makes me feel so much better. It's amazing how those little things is kind of just one of those like just do it things. Just do it, get it out of the way, because the longer it sits there, whether it's dirty or clean, the more daunting it gets. So those are just a few things that this prep has helped me kind of just on a regular daily basis in my life just get a handle on. And I am going back and forth with the idea of possibly doing a national show, given that I qualify next weekend. I will not be making any decisions. I know in my last video I said I won't be, and I'm going back and forth. So I know I have to do it for myself, and my coach did mention something about going on, doing another show. My husband is not keen on it, but I won't make any decisions until after next week, and I kind of have to see what that would look like as far as prep continuing from my coach. If I have to like get right back on super strict, like starting Monday after the show, that's going to be not very appealing for me. So I don't know. I'm going back and forth. There's lots of thoughts. So for now, we're just going to focus on peaking this week and enjoying this last part of the process. It's been really cool to see my body change and transform. If you guys did not see my last video, I talked about kind of the negatives of being so lean, and so check that out if you have any interest. But other than that, this was kind of my winter project. This was, to get me through the winter, because I hate being cold and I don't really like winter. So we are getting into spring. It's a beautiful day out. It's Saturday, April 13th today, I think, right? Yes. So it's kind of like our first spring day. It's beautiful and sunny and warm, so that's great. So now I've gotten through my winter project, and I started 17 weeks ago, so I really started prep, like being strict 18 weeks out, and I was working with my coach for maybe a month to 2 months before that, so he could kind of get to know my body a little bit. But anyways, it's been a long prep, and I'm starting to get a little antsy to just kind of get out and do something and go out to dinner and socialize. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into this, and it's really a 24/7 sport. You can't really, like, you can still go out and do things, but obviously you can't like go out to eat and drink with friends, and in the winter you don't really want to go do anything. So so now it's getting a little nicer out, and I'm just starting to like get that antsy feeling to do stuff, and do something fun, not having to worry about like being super strict with everything, or going to bed at 8:30 so I can wake up at 4:30 and do my morning cardio, which is also part of what's going into my thought process of continuing. So anyways, thank you guys so much for following me and supporting me through this journey. It's been awesome, and please reach out if you have any questions or comments or thoughts. I appreciate hearing from you. So we are headed into peak week, and I will do a video definitely after the show, and to sum it all up, and we'll see what happens with the outcome. All right, so I'll see you guys very soon. Wish me luck.